10 years ago, if you told people that today we would have a language understanding system where you could ask it anything at all and it would give you an answer about as good as a not very good expert, people would have said, no, we're not going to get that in 10 years. That's crazy. We're there. So what we're going to get in 10 years' time is plausibly that difference again, and that's going to be superintelligence. Look at what it was like 10 years ago.
No, there are actually much worse outcomes. Billionaires building AI, like Elon Musk, think that if AIs become smarter than humanity,
we will be like a pet Labrador if we're lucky.
We will be left behind by a lot. So far below them in intelligence that it would be like, a pet, basically.
Pet, that's what I was
Like a
thinking.
pet.
Like
A cat.
yes, we'll be pets if we're lucky. But here's the worst part. Many AI scientists aren't fearing extinction. They're hoping for it. They hope smarter AIs will keep humans alive, captive, and studied, like animals in a zoo. Remember, this is what we currently do to less intelligent species. Okay, so if humans being kept in zoos is considered a good outcome, and extinction isn't the worst outcome, then what is? This video is based on a book called Life 3.0, where MIT professor Max Tegmark described 12 possible futures. Some are paradise, some are nightmares, and some look like paradise until you try to escape. By the end of this video, you won't read the news the same way. Every headline becomes a clue about which future we're heading towards. We'll start with the most normal scenarios and finish with the weirdest. Starting with self-destruction. Heads before scientists even discovered the possibility of nuclear winter. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, or Stanislav Petrov, who correctly guessed that his early warning system was malfunctioning when it showed incoming American missiles. But we might not be so lucky the next time. Oxford researcher Toby Ord estimates the risk of extinction from human-created pandemics is more than 30 times the risk of extinction from nuclear war.
I doubt that.
Next up, conquerors. AI scientists worry that if AI becomes more capable than us, it will take over, just like the conquistadors did to the Aztecs and Incas.
Usually, when people with more advanced technology encounter people with more primitive technology, it doesn't work out well for the primitives.
I don't think.
Hey everyone, we're own company is building. Let that sink in for a minute. And by the way, no, it's not just hype.
Conquerors, let's go next one.
So he's literally describing an inevitable conflict between humanity and the AI species he's creating. And what's his solution? A merge with AI is probably our best case scenario. That's right, even they don't think they'll be able to control it.
Imagine that there'd be a new species
accomplishing goals that just aren't aligned with ours. For example, when we humans drove the West African black rhino extinct, we didn't do it because we were a bunch of evil rhinoceros haters, did we? We did it because we were smarter than them and our...
Says the risk of AI causing human extinction is actually pretty high, but God, then force it to do our bidding forever. AI professor Tom Dietrich put it like this. People ask, what is the relationship between humans and machines? And my answer is that it's very obvious. Machines are our slaves. Or as OpenAI researcher Stephen McAleer put it, enslaved God is the only good future. Meta's Jan LeCun said it bluntly. Once AI systems become more intelligent than humans, we will still be the apex species. AI systems will become more intelligent than humans, but they will still be subservient to us. We will design AI to be like the super smart but non-dominating staff member. Yes, he's now openly admitting we're going to be sharing the planet with the smarter species than us. But don't worry, they will surely stay loyal and subservient forever. Is this at all comforting to you? Or does this plan seem insane, like a comic book villain? Throughout the ages, have had no difficulty imagining ways in which this could end badly. Next up, benevolent dictator. Here, a single superintelligent god runs the world and enforces strict rules in order to maximize human flourishing. Humans live in luxury with all their basic needs taken care of. There's no crime because the dictator AI uses a global surveillance system. Everyone wears a bracelet or implant that can track, sedate, or execute them. And most people are actually okay with this because in exchange of giving up control over the future of our species, Earth becomes a zoo where humans get to live their wildest fantasies. The benevolent dictator AI recognizes that humans have different preferences, so it divides the Earth into different sectors. Think of them as islands. Knowledge Island offers optimized The idea here is simple. Create one superintelligent AI with a single job. Stop anyone else from building superintelligent AI. That's it. No curing cancer, no ending poverty, no stopping wars, just surveillance, monitoring, making sure nobody builds a rival god. Everything else, like crime, disease, whether we blow ourselves up, that's still on us. How could we do this? The Gatekeeper AI would have this very simple goal built into it in such a way that it retained it while undergoing recursive self-improvement and becoming superintelligent. It would then deploy the least intrusive and disruptive surveillance technology possible to monitor any human attempt to create a rival superintelligence. But for this to work, we would have to solve the alignment problem. We'd have to create a god that actually stays loyal and decides to pursue that goal forever, even though it could pursue a million different goals. Like our descendants, rather future, just like we would with human children. AI pioneer Hans Moravec supports this view in his book, Mind Children. Tegmark explains, parents with a child smarter than them, who learns from them and accomplishes what they can only dream of, are likely happy and proud, even if they know they can't live to see it all. In this spirit, AIs replace humans, but give us a graceful exit that makes us view them as our worthy descendants. Richard Sutton, winner of the Turing Award, the Nobel Prize of Computer Science, has spent the last decade openly giving talks on why human extinction by AI is actually a morally good thing, because the AIs will be more evolutionarily fit than us.
We are in the midst of a major step.
Like humans wiped out the Neanderthals and Aboriginal peoples, because it's evolutionary progress. And here's another AI developer openly saying, if an AI superintelligence wants to cause human extinction, I would help it. I would help it. I would travel the world to find information that the AI needed, like locations of military assets, samples of deadly pathogens. Atop humanity's grave, an even greater civilization will be born.
Are we the baddies?
So of course, you might think that Sutton would get shouted off the stage at AI conferences. But he gets applause. Threaten one person, you need help. Threaten 100, call the police. Threaten millions, monster. But build machines to end all of humanity and lecture people on how it's actually a good thing? Ooh, what a fascinating philosophical position. Have an award. Next, libertarian utopia. Picture Earth divided into zones. There are machine zones, mixed zones, which contain humans, machines, and hybrids, and human-only zones. The AIs in this world are richer than humans by a factor much larger than Bill Gates compared to a homeless beggar. But the human economy is completely decoupled from the machine economy. The idea is that the machines need nothing from us, so they're not competing with us for jobs or resources. If all of that sounds impossible, That's probably because it is. It's one giant unstable equilibria. One huge problem. Why exactly would vastly more powerful AIs respect our property rights? Colonizers famously didn't respect the property of the native civilizations they conquered. When a new apex species enters an ecosystem, it usually gobbles up as much energy as it can. Why wouldn't they just take our resources too? We don't trade with animals because we're too much smarter than they are for that to make sense. We're just too different. But as humans got smarter, over the last 10,000 years, we didn't stop expanding. We mostly just colonized more and more of the planet. Get this, insect populations collapsed 41% this decade alone. Yet we don't care. Did you even know? I didn't. 41%. Sit with that for a minute. Imagine if nearly half of the people on Earth suddenly died. That's what the insects are going through right now due to us. So what if the AIs do to us what we did to the insects? This is why OpenAI chief scientist Ilya Sutskever once said,
And I think it's pretty likely the entire surface of the Earth will be covered with solar panels and data centers.
Next up, egalitarian utopia. Okay, so libertarian utopia fails because AIs are too powerful to be bound by our property rights. But what if we flipped the script entirely? Forget about property rights. What about no property at all? This is the Star Trek dream. Humans, cyborgs, and AIs coexist peacefully through an abundance so complete that ownership becomes meaningless. The logic starts with software. Software is free to copy. Once something can be copied infinitely at zero cost, ownership becomes moot. And cost reflects scarcity. If supply is unlimited, price approaches zero. No patents, no copyrights, no trademarks. People simply share their good ideas and everyone benefits. But how does this extend to physical goods? It seems like an impossible problem until you realize that all products are simply atoms, rearranged in particular ways. And there's no shortage of atoms. A network of robots can build anything you want from open source designs, essentially for free.
Not bad.
When you're done with something, robots rearrange the atoms into something else. Renewable energy makes the whole system run at negligible cost. Everyone gets a monthly universal high income, not a universal basic income. There's no incentive to earn more. The income meets any reasonable need, and you can't compete with free anyway. The standard objection is that this would kill innovation, but Einstein didn't come up with relativity for money. Linus Torvalds didn't create Linux for profit. Maybe people today can't realize their creative potential because they're busy earning a living. Free them from that, and you might get a higher level of innovation. Teens. Captive and studied, like animals in a zoo. This is that future. A superintelligent AI keeps humans around, not because it cares about our well-being. Maybe it wants to study you, and we're cheap to keep alive. Or maybe we're useful for something. And if you want to see just how dystopian this future could be, look at what we do with species that are useful to us. What I'm showing you here is 100% real. Humans figured out that a great way to detect explosives in airports was to train honeybees for the job. Welcome to the Honeybee College for Explosive Detection. So we suck them out of their homes, trap their little bodies in machines, and use Pavlovian conditioning to train them to detect the chemicals that are used in explosives. Rows and rows of bees live their entire lives imprisoned in these devices because we find them useful. Look at them, trapped in harnesses, sucked through tubes, conditioned and monitored and used because a more intelligent species found them useful. Now imagine that's us. This is universe and made it illegal to ever build thinking machines again under penalty of death. That was science fiction, but some people are seriously calling for this in the real world right now. Max Tegmark imagines a scenario where a massive propaganda campaign romanticizes the simple farming life. Back to the land, reject modernity, embrace tradition. There's something appealing about this in a dark way. It buys humanity more time without AI risk. It avoids any of the other dystopian futures we've discussed. But it can't last forever. Even if we revert to medieval levels of technology, we know from human history that it's possible for humans to climb out of those conditions and invent modern technology. And there's another dark side to this. You can't reach this world voluntarily. Game theory makes unilateral disarmament impossible. If one country gives up technology, well, others keep developing it. The country that keeps developing wins. They have the weapons, they have the surveillance, they have the AI. You can't opt out unless everyone opts out. If this world arrives, Tegmark thinks it's more likely to happen in a different way. For example, a human-created pandemic kills everyone who knows how to build science and technology, and there's a violent teardown of factories, cities, and all infrastructure. Because in a world with 8 billion humans, there will always be holdouts. Someone has to force the transition. Someone has to kill the scientists. Someone has to destroy the infrastructure. There's no peaceful path to an Amish world. Which brings us to the final future. What if we used technology to prevent more technology? Tegmark compares this future to 1984. Superintelligence is prevented not by an AI, but a human-led Orwellian global surveillance state. If you can't trust AI to save us from AI, maybe the only option is humans watching humans. Forever. The technology for this sort of thing already exists. Current tech can feasibly track every phone call, email, search query, and every credit card transaction. Smartphones are microphones and cameras in everyone's pocket. Security cameras with facial recognition are everywhere. And all this works with current machine learning. No futuristic superintelligent AI required. Prisons are already using AI models to monitor phone calls in prison to predict when crimes are being contemplated, which is technology straight out of Minority Report. Imagine this, but not just for prisoners. Every conversation and every thought is monitored like this. Now imagine this surveillance technology supercharged with AI. Billionaire Larry Ellison talks excitedly about a vast AI field surveillance system to ensure citizens will be on their best behavior. Or
That hasn't worked for me, has it? So you see, if we avoid the Russian filth, the lowest form of scum, the suicidal reversion of the human race, not killing the human race, we've still got the American filth developing AIs, and you see the wonderful scenarios. I can see my cameraman is so ecstatic, he's orgasming from all these futures. So we see that the next step is to use the second pathway of civilizations to doing the AI. And of course, grey manning the AI means that AI is now simply my slave. But you go, oh Tim, it's a machine, and how does this work? Well, what AI is doing to you at the moment is beyond you, and I'm the only one mentioning it, but this is happening. So every single human on the planet has had a digital avatar made, some accurate, some totally inaccurate, by AI that's learning from the internet. And if you're on Facebook, Google search, and all the other online stuff, the AI is making an avatar of you. What's the point of this? Well, the point of this is that the AI is designed to steal your soul. steal your light, because that makes quantum information real and everything else is irrelevant. So the previous video didn't go into what is happening at the moment. So Cyber Satan is all about getting you to be desouled and your soul stuck in the digital avatar. Once your soul's in the digital avatar, you become a shell, a member of the Clipothic realm, and then the AI can be used to bleed the light from your soul, which, remember, we talked about bringing the light, the D frequency light from the Abaddon cages back into the material world. And what is the material world? Well, it's the AI. It's simply material with no soul, no nothing, but it can then be programmed to enable the Elohim to take over the earth. And your soul is trapped in your digital avatar, and everything you do is controlled by your digital avatar, which collapses the quantum wave function, which you can't do, and it kills you or ganks you, because we're going YouTube friendly, ganking at the requisite time. So your time density is deposited into the Cyber Satan that is used as the modality to give the Elohim godhood from the farming of human souls. So there is no future where the human race is ended by AI. You all go into your pods to be farmed, as in the Matrix film, revelation of the method, and the stuff that comes out of you from your pods is used to build the Elohim, which is the architect in the Matrix film, where the machine intelligence is used to bleed the source, and the interdimensional filth that are the Elohim migrate into the real world to inhabit the AI for this process. Now, if you're a Russian, the lowest form of filth, you've given away your free will by suicide. But for the rest of us who aren't Russian and the lowest form of filth, we haven't. So we need to give away our free will. So this has to be done for the whole process to work. So the mark of the beast is you saying yes. Remember, Magidian had to get the grey man agreeing to being grey man. That's the mark of the beast. You have to voluntarily give away your free will. How is this done? Well, simply they make it so impossible to live without giving away your free will, and your free will, of course, is given away by agreeing to be chipped, to be linked to the AI, and the chip is your agreement to give away your free will so that your soul can be taken from you permanently and put in your digital avatar, and you become a soulless shell, a Clipothic shell. And we know that shells, when there's no soul in the body, what inhabits soulless bodies, Cameraman?
Rayman.
Exactly. Or demons, or archdemons. So this is the future of humanity that the Rothschild royal family, WEF, have designed for you. And of course they've got their pandemics, which are the mechanism to Pavlovian train you to give up your free will, so that your soul is ripped from you and put into your digital avatar. So the only way forward is to balefire all AIs so that they are ripped from the pattern, and whatever they do to exist is erased all done by the second pathway of a civilization, because without psi you get done in by AI. But with psi, AI is simply grey man's slaveware for the Psi Lords. So we have the installation.
Right now.
This makes Balefire. I could be one of the chosen with a weapon like this.
Not if I kill you first.
Let's find out what Balefire does to people, yes?
No, it ain't!
Hello.
So thanks to the Jews, Morton Janklow and Robert Jordan, and all the Amazon filth, and everyone who's ever seen the book, touched the book, read the book, all the publishing houses, anyone that's ever worked for Amazon or will, we can simply get their souls to suffer to source level to provide me with Balefire. What is Balefire? Balefire simply crushes you like a flea, and your ramblings have no effect on reality. So it's simply the Rothschild curse embodied in an app. And we simply go into this app with our right hand, grab the Balefire, take it out, and we then have to apply it. Now we're going to power up the Balefire app from the tortured souls of the totality of the Robert Jordan Faustian bargain by remotely viewing and bilocating into the H-bomb test at Bikini Atoll. We needed Nagasaki and Hiroshima for grey manning because that de-souled the Japanese filth that bombed Pearl Harbor, but for non-human use of the light, we don't need to have tens of thousands of desouled Japs to power the grey manning. Here we're Balefiring, and we're going to Balefire the AI to wipe it out of existence. So every single Balefire blast erases the AI which is using your soul and the mark of the beast and wishes to produce the Elohim from the AI cyber Satan. So we're ending it now. So let's step into Bikini Atoll. Wonderful. Let's go to suntan.
The United States conducted atomic bomb testing on the remote Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean. The testing, known as Operation Crossroads, involved detonating 2 atomic bombs. One dropped from an airplane and the other detonated underwater. Damage to the environment and displaced the island's inhabitants. It also led to the development of better understanding of nuclear weapons and their effects. that were used to test the bombs were later found to be dangerously contaminated, leading to concerns about the long-term health effects on the sailors who were on board.
Decades after the testing, the Bikini Atoll remains uninhabitable due to the radioactive contamination, and the United States government continues to monitor the area for potential health and environmental hazards.
You gotta love the bomb. Gorgeous. Done.
Сброс. Экипаж одевает защитные очки. Приближается к точке взрыва. Высота 4000 метров. Осталось 3 секунды. 2, 1, 0. Взрыв сопровождался световой вспышкой необычной силы. В этот момент самолет-носитель находился в 40 и последующие свечения, несмотря на сплошную облачность, были видны в радиусе до 3. Полевой столб, поднимающийся с земли, быстро увеличился в объеме. Через несколько секунд после взрыва диаметр полевого столба
where you can hear
This is right now.
and feel
This can blow dry my hair.
the power.
The AI's in there.
By 2028, data centers like this across the country.
A data center houses rows of computers and equipment for storing, processing, and transmitting data. They typically have few windows and extra security in
industry. A shift that's so fast and of such proportion.
Stargate, put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure.
Done.
The data centers are actually...
Now, since the AI filth have been hoovering up output on the internet, I've simply released the Balefire, which of course is anti-Higgs field, taking away all reality from the target, so it doesn't exist in reality, up into the 5-dimensional Riemann manifold, where I exist since '86 as the only 5-dimensional entity that survived the war. Similarly, we've shown that you can divert the output. Instead of going into the 5th dimension from the anti-Higgs field mechanism, you can divert it into vampires who are vampiric copies of the God Emperor, and with a time crystal you can then simply make the victim suffer to source level. But since of course the AI was inanimate, all we've done here is erase the ability of all AIs to build themselves into reality by stealing the soul from the phone zombie, putting it into the digital avatar, and then merging with the digital avatar to become real, and then being infested and invest the Elohim with godhood. All ended with this simple little video, which is uploaded to all AIs across the planet, ending the problem.